Hello, this is Carly with the North Dakota Brain Injury Network. I am going to review your tip sheet on physical and sensory motor issues following a brain injury. So the idea behind this recording is that you have your tip sheet out in front of you and you are following along with me and maybe making some notes. And please feel free to view this as many times as you need to. But first, let's just define it. So basically, physical and sensory motor problems include pain as well as changes in hearing and vision. This can look very, very different from person to person. So just keep in mind that these are very generalized statements that we are making about this. So some things to look for that show that you might be struggling with your physical and sensory motor areas: dizziness, headaches, difficulty hearing. Oftentimes there's a buzzing in your ear. We call that tinnitus. And then light or noise sensitivity. So when you feel like you go into a room and the lights are bright and you kind of squint, right? That's that light sensitivity. And then noise sensitivity would be like, wanting to cover your ears at loud noises. Another thing to look for is difficulty reading due to vision changes. So there's a little bit of a difference with this between vision changes and attention changes. So some people will say that they can't read books anymore after a brain injury, but more because they can't sit that long and they can't attend and pay attention for a sustained amount of time. So that's a little different. This is more like the words are getting fuzzy on you or blurry, or it gives you a really big headache to read. So this one's a little bit different than the attention one. Another thing to look for is challenges with focus or concentration due to pain or light or noise sensitivity. So you might be in pain because of all that. So then that causes you not to be able to concentrate. Okay. So a little bit different than, again, this last, that the idea of difficulty reading due to vision changes. This means it's physically changing, whereas this means it's taking away your concentration or your focus or your attention. Another thing to look for is a lack of coordination. A lot of times our survivors will be accused of using alcohol or drugs, and I think this lack of coordination one is a big reason behind that one, because especially individuals that have ataxia, which means they really struggle with coordination, and many individuals with ataxia unfortunately do look like they are intoxicated. The way we actually help remember that for those of us professionals in the field, ataxia is spelled A-T-A-X-I-A, so it has the word taxi right in the middle of it, T-A-X-I, and so it looks like that individual needs a taxi. So that's how we remember it, because right when we've been drinking alcohol, we shouldn't be driving, so we should call a taxi. But yes, that is something else to look for. So what are we going to do about it? How are we going to make it better? We can journal to see what increases your symptoms and your daily activity. So keep a journal and kind of try to note when symptoms seem to get worse or better. And if you don't want to journal, there's also this amazing app. Well, it's more of a website, but www.powerofpatience.com. There are also 2 webinar Wednesdays on this topic on our website. With Lynn Becker, the creator of this, but basically it's an online dashboard, an online way of journaling your symptoms. And there's a really neat way where you can link these with your healthcare provider as well. So highly recommend looking into Power of Patience if you aren't doing that yet. Some other accommodations to make: we want to avoid overhead lights, especially for fluorescent lights. So for example, I teach a class at the Downtown Engagement Center in Fargo, and they have fluorescent lights. And so we usually just turn them off during class. There's enough lighting from the windows and things where we don't even need the fluorescents on, or have lamps. You can do things like that. Close the blinds, use lamps. Some people wear sunglasses. And some people are even prescribed a tinted lens or glass to wear after brain injury, and that can really help. We want to limit substances like caffeine, alcohol, and tobacco. They make headaches, light sensitivity, and pain worse. Okay, and they're just bad for us in general, right? So just be careful with those, and yeah, use in moderation. We want to keep a structured daily routine. When our brain knows what's coming next, it does much better. Routine, routine, routine. I can't say enough about a routine. Please try to follow as closely as you can to a routine. The next one, accommodations, earplugs or noise canceling headphones. So you can get the little earbuds that nobody can barely see, or you can get big ones like this, but those can really help when you are in those noisy environments with that noise sensitivity. We want to schedule time off. I can't stress this enough. So we schedule our time on, right? We schedule when we have meetings. We schedule when we have appointments and all of that. We also should schedule our time off or our break time. And we should particularly do that after something that's a struggle for us. So if there is something that we do that we know is going to be weighing on us, like for example, going to the grocery store, can be overwhelming, and there's just so much going on at the grocery store, right? And they're playing all the music and they got the lights on, and there's a lot of people we have to see and smile at and all of that. So after we get home from the grocery store and we put away our stuff, we should have, a 10 to 20 minute break. It's kind of that reset, that recharge time, but put that right in your planner. You can schedule that. You can write down every little thing that you're going to do throughout the day. Some people really like alternative seating. I know I have a standing desk that I use. I love my standing desk. It's your back hurts from sitting all day, right? Sometimes, so it's good for our body to stand. I've heard people say that sitting is the new smoking. So if you could think of it that way, we should try to stand more often. Or there are ball chairs too. Just be careful, but yes, there are ball chairs that you could buy. Another thing is we want you to sit at the front of the room during meetings or in group settings or church or any of that kind of thing. I know we are in North Dakota and we all like to sit at the back of church and all of that, but sitting up at the front will just really help you be able to attend better and be able to hear and see and all those kind of physical components of sitting at the front. And the last final big thing about this area to me is advocacy. So learning how to stick up for yourself and speak up for yourself. So asking for large print. If the print is like super small, can you ask for it bigger? Can you ask for breaks if you need one? Can you ask to dim the lights? It's usually not a big deal. Usually people don't mind. Or close the door during meetings. I don't know how many meetings the door is wide open or how many classrooms I go into and their learning is happening in the classroom, doors wide open. So then all the hallway distractions and noises are coming out too. So just be really cognizant of those things. And don't be afraid to ask. I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask, right? So if you have any more questions or you need any more assistance as far as physical and sensory motor, give us a jingle. 855-866-1884. Thanks for listening. Talk soon.